So let us page our Bible. 1 Kings chapter 1. Verse 5 says, "About that time, David's son Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith, began boasting, 'I will make myself king.' So he provided himself with chariots and charioteers and recruited 50 men to run in front of him. Now his father King David had never disciplined him at any time, even by asking, 'Why are you doing that?' Adonijah had been born next after Absalom, and he was very handsome. Adonijah took Joab, Zuriah, Abiathar, the priest, into his confidence, and they agreed to help him become king. But Zadok the priest, Benaiah, son of Joiada, Nathan the prophet, and Shimei, Ray, and David's personal bodyguard refused to support Adonijah. Adonijah went to the stone of Zoheleth near the spring of Enrogel, where he sacrificed sheep, cattle, and fattened calves. He invited all his brothers, the other sons of King David, and all the royal officials of Judah. But he did not invite Nathan the prophet, or Benaiah, or the king's bodyguard, or his brother Solomon." Are you listening to that? So verse 15 says, "Bathsheba went into the king's bedroom. He was very old and he was taking care of him. Bathsheba bowed down before the king. 'What can I do for you?' he asked her. She replied, 'My lord, you made a vow before the Lord your God when you said to me, your son Solomon will surely be the next king and will sit on my throne. But instead, Adonijah has made himself king, and my lord the king does not even know about it.'" Hallelujah. Verse 28. The king responded, "Call Bathsheba." So he came back and stood before the king, and the king repeated his vow. "As surely as the Lord lives, who has rescued me from every danger, your son Solomon will be the next king, and he will sit on my throne this very day, just as I vowed to you before the Lord, the God of Israel." Then Bathsheba bowed down with her face to the ground before the king, exclaimed, "May my lord the king, David, live forever." The king ordered Zadok the priest, Nathan the prophet, Benaiah the son of Joiada. When they came into the king's presence, the king said to them, "Take Solomon and my officials down to Gihon spring. Solomon is to ride on my own mule. There, Zadok the priest and Nathan the prophet are to anoint him king over Israel. Blow horns, ram's horn, and shout, 'Long live King Solomon.'" In verse 49, then all Adonijah's guests jumped in panic from the banquet table and quickly scattered. Adonijah was afraid of Solomon, so he rushed to the sacred tent and grabbed onto the horns of the altar. Hallelujah. When you get home, get time to read from that chapter 1, from verse 1 to the end. This shall take us to the title of our message today. What we become. Tell your neighbor, say, what we become. What we become. What I want to say to you through 1 King is that what we become is not as important as how we become. Tell your neighbor, say, what we become is not as important as how we become. Are you a businessman? Are you a manager? Are you a supervisor? You name them. What you become a businessman, you become a manager, a director, a supervisor. That is what you become. You become a man of God, a pastor, a prophet, you name them. That is what we. It's not as important as how we become. So, whatever you are now, how did you become that? The steps you took the process you took to become that is more greater than that position you are occupying. When you make a soup, there are some steps you take to cook the soup. And there are some ingredients you use to cook the soup till it is fully cooked. If you miss one important ingredient, you cannot get the best soup. If you miss one important ingredient in the process, you cannot get the best soup. Even when you bake a cake, there are steps you take to bake that cake, and there are ingredients you put along the line. If you miss one, you cannot get the best cake. The cake will be there, but when you taste it, you can't get the best taste out of it because something is what? It's missing. Something is what? It's missing. But today, we just want to become anything at all cost. We don't consider the way we become, the process we take to become that. You don't consider what? The process you take to become that. You just want to become that. Remember, there's natural man's gift and there's supernatural gift of God. There's what? Man's natural gift and there's supernatural gift of. When you say, hey, this lady is very brilliant. Hey, this man is very brilliant. Yes, that is man's natural gift. There is also a supernatural gift of God. That is why people like us, with just matric, look where we are today. With what? With matric. Look where we are. That separates the supernatural gift of God and man's natural gift. I don't think if I relied on man's natural gift, I would be where I am today. Man's natural gift cannot give us peace, but the supernatural gift of God gives us peace. So I'm here to tell you, whatever you want to become in life, how you become, that is what you should be concerned about. You want to be a manager? Good. You want to be a rich man? Good. You want to be a leader? Good. But I'm here to tell you, mind that way, the process, the steps to become that. Because you can be rich by man's natural gift, or you can be reached by the supernatural gift of God. We can still achieve the same. Are you listening? We can still achieve what? The same. Whether you are using man's natural gift or the supernatural gift of God, we can achieve the same, but there's going to be a difference. With man's natural gift, you can't have peace. You will achieve that which you are pursuing. You do everything in your power to achieve it, but you won't have peace. But with the supernatural gift of God, the difference is that it comes with peace. So sometimes we misrepresent and misplace things as they happen around us to say, how come he's there? How did he get there? That is how important it is. That is very important, the steps. Some people, they get there without steps. Are you listening? They jump. But do you know what happens? By the time they fall, they don't know how to get there, because though the steps are there, they jumped there. They jumped to get there. Tell neighbor, say, what we become and how we become. Very important. I'm a pastor. That is what I become. But how did I become the pastor? That's the question. The steps I took to get there. Very important. One thing you need to know, people of God, children of God, is that the steps we take to achieve whatever things we want to achieve, those steps, why are they important? It's because they help us to maintain that thing we have achieved. Are you listening to me? The steps we take to achieve that thing you are looking for, later, after taking those steps, later when you have achieved, those steps you took, they are the ones that helps you to maintain that position, that blessing. Many of you are Christian. You have not even identified people that are not supposed to lay hand on you. Everybody pray for you. That's your problem. Hey, if you are careful and so sensitive about a kiss, how much more about people who lay their hands on your head, where your crown, the crown of your destiny is laid in the spirit. Where did you see Joshua running after Moses? Moses played his part. He says, Moses, my servant, is dead. Joshua chapter 1. Everything he has taught you, take it. Don't allow them to depart. That's all. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. From verse 1, to 8. Moses, my servant, is dead. God was talking to Joshua. You need to identify people that God has sent to your life. It is your responsibility. And once you identify that person, sit and hear them talk to you. Obey what they tell you patiently, because you inherit the promise of God through patience, not through rush. That's it. What we become is not as important as how we become. I'm living on maintenance now, nothing else. I'm living on what? Maintenance. Maintenance. That is my strength, my hope, my everything. It means, as a father now, God is expecting me to act now as a grown-up. I'm no longer a child. I was a child, isn't it? Now I'm no longer. Because you cannot be a child forever. You cannot be, all of us, we can't be children forever. We need to keep growing, maturing. Tell neighbor, say what you become, not as important as how you become. The process is greater than the results. Turn around and say the process is greater than the results. Yes, but people are looking for what? Results. You are looking for results, but you don't consider the process. If you are a pastor, a minister, look to me. Look what I've achieved. If you have not achieved it, look how I have achieved and how. Learn from me how I got where I am. 14 years straight square. How I got here. If you want to get married, look at people that are married steadily, who are still there through thick thin. Find out, learn from them how they got there. Faithfully so. That even today they are still there. That's how we learn in life. If somebody is going to compete, are you listening? If somebody is going to compete with you, without trying to find out what are the steps you took to get there, can you tell me the results of such a person trying to compete with you? Without just simply learning, how do you get there? Okay, I see you are there. How do you maintain to be there? That is what we need to do. Because we cannot learn anything at a distance. Tell a neighbor, you cannot learn anything at a distance. Okay, at the distance. You are here and you are looking at the building in town. Can you learn? Okay, you pass that building. Have you been there? About how if you pass there, no, you have to get closer. You have to get closer and closer and closer and experience, learn, walk throughout. Let me tell you something. You people, you say you are looking for something, I doubt. You say you are looking for something, I say I doubt. That what you are looking for, you are not genuine. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? I doubt many of you are not looking for it. If you are looking for it, you are not serious about it. If you are looking for it, you are not genuine about it. What you are looking for will make you wiser. Be a fool, so that when you get it, that thing will make you wiser. Now, that thing, what will it make you now? Because clever cannot humble himself. Clever mamela. So this is my advice for you today. What you become is not as important as how you become it. The soup you drink is not as important as how it was made. But a soup, you keep wanting the soup. Why is it the soup here? If you can learn how it was made, you value the soup. That's it. Hallelujah. May God bless His word in your heart.